Good afternoon, welcome. You're watching Your Stocks. I'm Sumaira Abdi and with me is my colleague Mangalam Malu. Hi Mangalam, good afternoon. But for the market, it's a tough afternoon of trade.
A rather tough afternoon as we speak. Sumaira, 600-point decline on the Sensex is what we're witnessing, led by 500 points down on the Nifty Bank. However, for the mid-caps, it's much better, relatively better, holding up in the green with 1/3% in terms of gains. And some individual stocks, they're surging right from the word go. Case in point, something like Tata Motors. The results were much better than what the street feared, and that stock's higher by 7.5%. And the other one, Titan, it's not just gold which is shining. It is Titan, which is at the high point of trade as well. But let's take note of all the top stories before we get cracking on answering your stocks and investment-related queries. Market near the lows of the day, heavyweights Reliance, HDFC Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank are the key drags. It's the Nifty Bank which has slipped over 2%. Auto stocks are the flavor of the day. Mid-cap index outperforms.
In result reactions, Tata Motors stock surges after declaring better than expected quarterly numbers and indications of improving cash flows. UPL shares slide on profit taking after the company reports a mixed bag.
Auto stocks charge up after a strong volume recovery in July, but Bajaj Auto's Rajiv Bajaj cautions against exuberance, says the higher sales numbers to be an effect of pent-up demand.
Shares of Bandhan Bank fall sharply after promoters sell about 21% stake via a block deal worth over 10,000 crores. Private banks slip across the board, led by Kotak Mahindra Bank, while PSU banks shine, led by SBI.
Talking about SBI itself, the chairman Rajneesh Kumar tells CNBC TV18 that the banks have asked the RBI to allow rescheduling of term loans. Also adds that the facility should be tailored to suit the projected cash flow of the borrower.
All right, those are our top stories. Let's invite our two experts today. Himanshu Gupta of Globe Capital and Gaurang Shah of Geojit Financial Services join in. Gentlemen, good afternoon to both of you. Our first query this afternoon comes in from Santosh Kumar, who's on the line with us from Kerala. Hi, Santosh. Good afternoon. How can we help you?
Yeah, good afternoon. I have 200 shares of Majesco bought at 598, and I'm a short-term investor for 1 to 2 months. And there was recently news about Majesco selling the stake in the US arm. So how long can I hold it and what price can I expect?
Okay, so you're making money now. First, let's get you a short-term view on this. Himanshu, technically, what's the call on Majesco?
Hi, Sumaira. Good afternoon to you and all the viewers. Coming to the stock-specific query on Majesco, I think the stock is doing phenomenally well. It's actually going higher in upper circuits only. So, having said that, the short to medium-term targets remain 720, 750. But the only concern here is that since the stock is actually not very liquid, so an exit might be a problem at some point of time. So, having said that, I would recommend him to stay invested. 750, 780 are the kind of targets that I'm working from a short to medium-term perspective. And on the lower side, I think a stop loss below 500 should be placed for any long positions.
Right, fair point. The IT space actually has been a buzz over the last 1 month. We've seen a near 22% jump in the IT index, much higher in individual stocks as well. Gaurang, Majesco, I mean, there is news out there and, he has made some money, but do you think it's time for him to perhaps take some money out for the short term and move it into better pedigree IT stocks?
Thank you, Mangalam, and good afternoon to all of you all and all the viewers. So, first of all, I think if you are depending on some news flows, especially from the overseas, it is prudent to, pull up your guard. Because in equity markets, what all of us understand and believe, Mangalam, is that you should buy on rumors and sell on news. And especially like Himanshu was pointing out that the counter is not very, very liquid. You need to be extra careful because your view is absolutely short term, that too, depending on certain news flows. Having said that, no specific coverage over here, but my advice would be, and I concur with your view, Mangalam, that IT has been in the sweet spot. And our sense at Geojit is that we will continue to be focusing more on IT, and the spotlight on earnings front also will be on IT given the tough environment. I think they have come out with very decent set of numbers. So if you want, you can possibly take money off the table at current levels or at higher levels. And from a long-term point of view, similar to this would be an HCL Tech on which we have a long-term buy call. So I would advise to switch to HCL Tech from a long-term point of view.
All right, so that's the view coming in from both our experts. Make money and book it while you can, because the stock is also in the BSE's additional surveillance measure or ASM list. So exit, as Himanshu said, may be difficult. With that, we have another query. Mr. Ramesh Pupala is on the line with us from Vijayawada. Hi, Mr. Ramesh. Tell us.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yeah, I have taken HDFC AMC shares 20 numbers at the rate of 31.74.
Okay.
Yeah, I have purchased it about 6 months back, and I can hold it for 2-3 more years. And what is the, whether I should hold it or shall I sell it?
All right, 2-3 more years is what you can hold it for. You have a great brand with you, HDFC AMC. And from the time it's listed, it's made a fair amount of money for investors. Just the last couple of months have been fairly rough. Himanshu, your view from a 2 to 3 year horizon on HDFC AMC?
Well, Mangalam, the stock has been consolidating in a sideways move from last couple of few weeks and months. But if you look at the long-term trend, the uptrend is still very much intact, and there is absolutely no sign of any kind of trend reversal in the counter. So the first advice is to stay invested, and the second advice goes to start an SIP or to start buying at regular intervals, because what we see in the kind of quality stocks, when they start to move, they actually start to move up in just one way. So I think 2100, 2200 is a very, very strong support on the lower end. So an accumulation at lower end is recommended, and at the same time, I would recommend to hold on to the existing long positions.
Okay, Kansai Nerolac numbers coming. Mangala, I'm going to let you go through it. Meanwhile, I'm going to quickly finish this off with Gaurang. Gaurang, for the mutual fund industry as well, things are tough. This month of July is likely to be the toughest yet. Within that, HDFC AMC, yes, amongst the top, but there has been a lot of question about, performance, especially on the equity side. What would an investor in the stock have to do now?
So, Sumera, I think there is overcrowding direct investment into equity market the way recently we've heard, and I think you've also discussed with a couple of management brokers. We've seen retail participation increase via a number of accounts opened with the brokers, also with the depositories. So there has been more focus on direct investments rather than a disciplined approach via mutual fund SIP. And we have always advocated that if you are new to the market, don't venture out too much, don't be a Robin Hood. Try to keep some direct investment, and large part of it should be mutual fund SIP. We continue to remain positive on HDFC AMC. I think the IPO floor was at 1100, from there to 3600. And now because of these, numbers and news flows, we've seen some amount of lower level. My humble request to Ramesh would be that please hold on to your stock. You have a 2-3 year time horizon. I think an SIP would be a better approach. Start from current level. Every month, go on adding 3, 4, 5, 10 shares, whatever you can, add on to the stock from a long-term point of view.
All right, that's about HDFC AMC. Meanwhile, just keep an eye out on Kansai Nerolac. The results don't look as bad as feared. The street was working with a revenue decline of around 62%. The company has reported a revenue decline of 58%. However, the EBITDA and the net profit have been much better, declined much less than what the street was expecting. And that's primarily because these companies are tightening their belts. We've seen it in the case of Asian Paints. We've seen it in the case of a lot of other companies. They are not advertising. So out here as well, the other expenses, they've fallen from 243 crores to about 103 odd crores. So that's telling you that the cost savings of around 140 crores is flowing directly into the EBITDA, and the revenue decline notwithstanding, the decline in the bottom line as well as the EBITDA has been much lower than what the street has been fearing. More than that, the management commentary, apart from it being a washout in April, has been rather positive. They said in both May and June, the company has registered double-digit volume growth in the decorative business. Now, why does this not reflect in their revenue? Because Kansai Nerolac has a fair amount of revenues coming in from industrial, mainly the auto space. So if autos have to revive, paints for auto have to revive, Kansai Nerolac will be the biggest beneficiary. Meanwhile, domestic decorative volume growth in the last couple of months has been positive. That's something that the street may like. The stock at 30 times is a cheaper one in this sector. So let's keep an eye out on how this pans out. From the numbers that we have right now, it is much better than what the street was fearing. So that's about Kansai Nerolac. Let's move on. We have another query. This one comes in on IEX. Mr. Vipul Shah writes to us from Mumbai. He wants to know the prospects for this company. Himanshu, have you looked at the chart and what's your prognosis?
Well, Mangalam, the short to medium term setup for IEX looks good. The stock is forming a good formation as far as the charts are concerned. So my advice is to hold on to this stock with a stop loss below 165, and on the higher end, short to medium term targets looks 225 and 240 kind of targets looks achievable in the weeks to come.
All right, we'll take a quick break, but as we do that, let's get in some interesting opinion coming in from Ramdev Agarwal, chairman of Motilal Oswal Financial Services, on the market, the auto stocks and more. We'll be right back.
People who have come in between 7,600 and now, they have had a fantastic run in their in the trading portfolios. So they may see big losses if the markets were to turn down immediately. But if markets also stays here, then also they'll start seeing that the cost of doing the trade is more than the cost of what kind of money they're making. So so I don't see, generally after the big decline, I mean big accidents, suddenly second one doesn't happen. Very unlikely that we are going to go back to, because the intensity of fear of COVID was completely unprecedented in the month of March. You know, I mean from a complete optimism pre-COVID to a complete what you call fear psychosis. At this juncture, COVID is much bigger than what it was in March, but the fear levels are much lower. Right now, the numbers which you are seeing is completely supply driven. It's not demand driven. I mean, there are 3 months of almost 2 months of complete washout in the sales. So the people who wanted to buy in April, May, even in normal circumstances, they are coming to buy right now. BS4 to 6 transition. In the month of March, there was literally no inventory. So all the dealers are working with very thin inventory levels, which companies are not comfortable. So I think one is the retails are making up for April and May losses. Second, I think the inventory levels are also low. So so I think in this year, in 9 months, they have to do a business of 12 to 14 months because 2 months inventory has also got to be filled up apart from 9 months normal business. So I think full 9 months are going to be booming, and it is very difficult to interpret, is it because of the demand or is it because of the other external factors?